What's up, how's it going? Welcome to Dave's Watch channel, and for this video I'm gonna be doing a comparison between two of my favorite watches of all time. These two are just simply titans. They're icons, living legends in the watch world, and they're none other than the AP Royal Oak and the Rolex GMT Master 2. Both of these are time zone watches. Well, this is obviously a GMT. This one is a dual time. And I'm gonna, share my experience with both these watches and, ultimately which one I prefer, and, maybe you can come to a decision too. Which one do you prefer, right? Well, let's start with the Rolex GMT Master 2. Really needs no introduction. This thing, it's an aspirational piece, and this watch has skyrocketed in value over the last 7-8 years. It is incredible. The Rolex GMT Master 2, it just keeps going up. Will it ever come down? I don't know. What goes up must come down, right? But over the last 7 years, 6-7 years, this has tripled. Maybe it's a telling signs of the state of our economy, where interest rates are so low and the value of cash has been significantly diminished, whereas the GMT, its value has held strong, right? As with a lot of other assets around the world. Well, that's another topic for another time. And beautiful watch, faded insert, stunning piece, extremely practical. I have it set to Greenwich Mean Time in London right now. It's about 6 p.m. or is it 5:45? Sorry. Okay, it's a great watch. Super practical, and just classic, timeless design. Right, you can't go wrong with a GMT Master 2. Right, one of my all-time favorites. And then we have the Royal Oak Dual Time. Now it houses the JLC base movement, just like the original Royal Oak, right? The caliber 2121 was a JLC base movement, and it's only 2 time zones. I have it set to Asia time, Hong Kong time. It's 1:45 in the morning, and it's a beautiful dial. I mean, the AP, the design of it, it's just simply stunning. The bracelet, really solid, really robust. The high polish and brush finishing, just absolutely gorgeous. Feels really nice. Now, it has a power reserve as well. All right, I just love how it catches the light. It's just so interesting. Very intricate dial. I like the spacing of it. All right, it's a busy dial. All right, the Royal Oak Jumbo, it's a time only, hours and minutes. And I've had the Jumbo. I had the vintage Jumbo. It was probably my favorite watch of all time. However, I have to say that, it was a big watch, and for an hours and minutes hand only, there was a lot of space in the dial. So, I wanted to try something different, have it a little bit more going on, and I have to say I really like it. I really like the busyness of it. Stunning, stunning watch. So, which do I prefer? The Royal Oak or the GMT Master 2? Well, I have to say, in terms of functionality and practicality and usability, the GMT Master 2 is a much more practical watch in terms of setting the hours, setting the time, and the rotating bezel. It is more practical, and I guess the cost of maintenance is also significantly lower than the AP Royal Oak dual time, right? So I would say, like, for those merits alone, the GMT is probably a more practical, more usable watch. It's a more classic, simple watch as well. Right, if that's the kind of person you are, I think the GMT Master 2 is more appropriate. Right. However, for me, in spite of the high service costs, in spite of the, it gets a little annoying, right? It's clean, but in order to set the time and the date, it involves a lot of interaction with the crown, which is not exactly the most comfortable. Right? You see how these are so angular. You're always like turning it. After a while, your fingertips get a little bit, it's not a pleasant sensation, right? Because of all these sharp angles, and you're always turning it. And the power reserve of this watch is not very long. I think it's only 40 hours. So, you kind of have to leave this watch on a winder unless you're wearing it every day, which this can be. It can be a daily wearer, a steel Royal Oak. It can be a daily wearer. But if it's not, you definitely want to leave this on the winder, because you don't want the power reserve to go to nothing, and then you have to reset everything again. It can be a pain in the ass. But overall, in terms of feel, the looks, the design, the quality, I have to say I do enjoy wearing the Royal Oak more than the Rolex GMT Master 2. Just my preference, right? The GMT Master 2 is a great watch too, but there's something about the Royal Oak, it just sings a lot more to me. I like how, I just like how it feels. I like how it makes me feel. Right? I like obviously the dial is just more interesting, right? When light catches it in different angles, it gives it different looks. The hour markers darken, right? You can see the tapisserie dial with shades and shadows. It's just gorgeous. Whereas the GMT Master 2, it's beautiful too, but it's pretty, how should I say? It's basic, It's a Rolex dial, that is very clean, crisp print. Right, it's classic, whereas this one is a lot more intricate, and that's what you're paying for, right? Is it worth the extra cost of servicing? That's not for me to answer. For me, I really like how it feels. I love how the bracelet just melts into my wrist. It's a great watch. I really enjoy wearing this piece. Rolex GMT Master 2 also feels great, right? Let's do a side-by-side wrist shot. Right, both are amazing pieces, but my preference is still the AP Royal Oak. Okay, anyway, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Bye.